Mark that.
Marker.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Let's just...
But I don't need it,
So, Jake, we get somebody...
Yeah, very nice. Let's go one more.
All right, one again.
I wanted to do a story that was set in LA's backyard that really no one had ever covered before.
That wasn't an act, okay? That's just the way I was raised.
fine.
It's a very beautiful movie, but it is pretty unflinching in the way it looks at youth culture today. It sort of has a bit of a heightened realism.
What's your problem?
When I first got the script, I went to Pacific Palisades High School and started talking with the real kids and the teachers.
They have a program there where they bring students from all over LA into the Palisades area, which is an exclusive enclave.
The school population was largely made up of minorities bussed in, and out of that came a lot of the characters and secondary characters in the film. And that's sort of my process, because I've done a lot of docudramas, and I may have an idea, but I'm always open to finding in real life a better idea, an inspiration.
Okay, Kirsten, actually what's nice is when you actually are going to go to that, like you don't get that far. Like what about right here?
It's just sometimes you just can't make this stuff up.
We were shooting at Palisades High School while it was in session. I'd say, I need that kid. I want to put him up in the tree. And they said, John, he's going to his next class. And I said, yeah, but he's so good. And I love his long hair. I love his face. Let's get him. And, ultimately we'd yank him out of class.
I think the way that we like to work, ideally, we prefer things to be intimate, just because the chances of something spontaneous happening, which turns out to be great, is heightened by that.
Like, okay, we're done with that. Okay, no, let's just get the shot of sunset. Okay, just start walking down the beach. Just start doing this.
Kiss, action!
It's nice when it's inspired by things you see and it's not so planned out.
The sequence where Kirsten and Maddie sort of hijack Jay and take him home. That night I showed up and we had a group of extras there that I wasn't that happy with.
And the production manager went down to the mission with a couple vans and came back with some faces.
We had no idea what was going on, and we threw Kirsten in there. Next thing I knew, Kirsten Dunst was dancing with them. And I remember afterwards, Kirsten just being sort of giddy, and she just said, I just forgot that there were cameras there. It felt very real.
Hey, why aren't you dancing?
There was certainly no choreography to it. I wanted to capture the essence of something.
If it was up to John, I think that he would have cast 9 actors in all the parts.
Because it was set in East LA, we knew he was going to want the real thing and want kids from this community.
Tommy, can I get your homies here? Yeah.
You guys.
He really likes the energy that you get from a real person.
We wanted to really have high school age kids playing high school kids.
I actually cast all the secondary characters before I had found the actor to play Carlos.
We went to football games and soccer games and the Watts summer games and acting schools and every Latino theater group
In order to find the kids that were going to feel like East LA. My husband, Michael Finn, is a teacher at John Marshall High School, and I had been to productions here at the school and come to know Kevin Kane's work with the kids.
When we got the sides for the script and started reading, some of the scenes, it became clear early on that maybe some of these kids are actually really right for these roles, and that maybe these are some casting directors and a production company that's actually interested in the real thing, casting kids from the barrio with kids who are from the barrio, and that was unique.
His style is not unlike mine in taking untrained kids and letting them express themselves.
I never wanted these kids to want movie careers. That was never a goal for it. It still isn't. I sort of developed early on this idea that I can use the kids and their lives in an autobiographical way to tell some very interesting stories. Some of them traumatic, tragic, others very hopeful and uplifting. There's a lot of humor, of course, a lot of tears.
No. Yeah, man, I cried.
It's very healing to the student. It's a process of understanding what they've been through and then sharing it in a creative, artistic way.
I think there's a real beauty to Tommy and Miguel and Herman.
Yeah, you see the body right here, man.
It's an unusual, unconventional beauty, and that's what I'm drawn towards.
Because, you know, there's nothing like a real face.
My real name is Miguel Castro, playing Eddie.
When Miguel walked into the room and introduced himself to me,
Hey, how come you didn't invite me, though?
DJ right here.
Oh, man, you too young, boy. So what?
I thought, I got to get this guy in the movie, and I hope his voice doesn't change by the time we start filming.
Miguel brought comedic energy to the role that I don't think was there on the page.
He was a player, like his beeper kept going off every 5 seconds when he was reading for us, and some girl was calling this other girl, and he'd get on his cell phone, and he'd be working all these women. And he was such a character.
Flex for him, bro. Show him the muscles. You can see his vertebrae. Vertebrae.
He was encouraged to ad-lib, and he's quite funny.
Nah, I'm just playing. Hey, for real, what you doing?
I robbed a 7-Eleven.
What?
Yeah, stay away, I'm dangerous. I'll mess you up.
Damn, my bad.
Hey, my name's Tommy. I play Victor in the movie.
My name's Victor. What's your name?
Tommy he's a very talented rapper, musician.
He's gonna bust.
Yo, check it, gonna bust it quick. My name will be Tick. I do it like this and people trying to bust because I'm slick.
He cares so much about domestic violence and putting an end to domestic violence.
You've been trying to avoid me all day. What's wrong?
He wanted his world and his experiences to be expressed.
About me? Like what?
You're a player. He goes bad.
Yeah, you know I'm a dog.
And he wants to do it through acting. I would say the same of Herman.
Yeah, my name is Herman. And I play Lewis. I'm the big guy, you know?
What's up, big boy?
¿Qué onda, Sculero? Remember us?
What's up, fool?
Son.
And they both come from really tough backgrounds.
Well, our teacher hooked us up with a cast. Actually, it was an audition, open audition.
Yeah.
And we tried out for it.
Sarah and Randy really gave every kid who would even be remotely right for a part a chance to at least try.
We saw probably at least 1,000 kids.
It was quick and fast, and they called me back, and they kept on calling me back
Same
until
story
it
for
happened.
me.
It's about accessing what is special in them, what is unique in them.
And I guess we were more real, you know?
What you do, jack a candy machine?
We did improvisation with everybody. We'd start off with the beginning of material and then let them use their language and speech patterns.
So what? You a badass gangster? Huh?
I'd say, okay, guys, here's the scenario. You're trying to pick a girl up on the beach. Go for it. And I'd throw my casting director in there, and these guys would just mac on her. They were amazing.
But you could give me a number if you want.
Well, it's my style, baby.
We could hook up, and I'll bust you out.
What they were asked to bring was their humanity, their sense of humor.
Okay.
All right, thanks. All right, I'll let you go then.
Their cynicism, everything.
What? You see a brown person in Palisades and you straight up say to them, gangbanger.
The casting directors were really appreciative of what these kids were bringing to the scenes.
And the lines, I mean, sort of scribbling down stuff that I'd hear them saying.
Hey, you better sit down before I sit you down.
Basically stealing from their scamming.
We went ghetto.
Most of it we improvised, you know?
The whole process was just a pleasure.
We learned a lot of new language.
And then out of those, I watched all those tapes and then brought together different pairings of kids and tried to find the right balance and mix.
Wait. There's no hood rats.
When we found out that they had gotten approved, Randy and I had to be there to tell them that they had gotten the part, and we were both crying. We were really so excited.
Is it artificial? Is it like that or like...
They then became the barometer for the actors that I was considering to play Carlos character, I had these three kids, Tommy, Miguel, and Herman, always in the room, and I'd bring the various actors in and see if they could hold their own with them, and not many of them could.
Here's our homie right here. Here's Jay. Jay. Dogs are here. Right here, baby. Newfound friends.
Jay was able to both be of that Latino East LA culture, and yet, sort of in his own way, he stands apart from them.
They asked us and we said
he was more real than anyone else.
He was more real than others.
But John,
trying out for his part.
No, but seriously, John's a good. He's a good person, you know.
It's cool because he'll let us do our thing. You know, if we think something needs to be changed or if it could be better a certain way, you know, if we could add something to it, he'll let us do it.
And he's like, hey, what's up talking to this guy? Like, you know, he's like, skinny ass. Throw us that sound.
I'll drop you like we just did again.
Yeah, I'll drop on your head again. So like we dropped you in the water this time.
They know. They tell me, like, John, that wouldn't happen that way.
Hey, forget this fool.
What? Forget you.
Hey, no punk.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you know, I trust you on it, and I'm not somebody who says, well, that's the line, say it.
Hey there.
Hey, let's go. Let's dance.
It's fun. I love the energy that these kids brought to the set. There was zero attitude.
I went to the set the first day of shooting, and Tommy was the first one that had his first shot. I saw him through the camera lens, and I just started crying, and I was like, Tommy, you're so handsome. He thought I was insane.
When the guys went out on camera, they were hard to find.
And they really just created such a wonderful spirit.
We would find them, like, on the roller coaster.
On movie sets, lunch is provided, and they tried to pay for their meals. They didn't know the way anything worked.
Charles, you ready?
But within 12 hours, I mean, Miguel was hugging every one of the crew members.
The hardest thing was getting them to be where they had to be for the sake of the camera.
The shooting style that kind of evolved out of this is like not really any rehearsals, not much blocking. Anytime we put down marks, they would look at it.
There's this mark on the floor where you're supposed to stand because then the focus of the camera stays right in focus, and he's trying to find it and still try to act and talk to her.
And at a certain point, I said, let's just get rid of all marks, let's get rid of everything, and you know what, it's fine.
You don't have to, don't be thinking about it too much.
I know. Yeah.
Don't get hung up on that, just be in the scene.
John was so good about saying, hey, if the stuff's out of focus, it's out of focus. Whatever we can catch, we catch, and it's going to be brilliant.
The great thing about Tommy and Herman and Miguel is because they truly were from this world, they had a sense of the way the real world operated, the way these kids would talk. They would just be our greatest barometers, indicators of where we were falling into Hollywood hokum or when we were feeling honest and real.
These your homies?
Kirsten?
Homies. Yo, what's so funny, G?
I ain't your G, man.
Yo, what's up with the attitude, bro?
What's with what?
Dude, you need to chill, bro. Like, I'm not some banger. I'm not looking to throw down.
Sit the fuck down, then, bitch.
Hey, guys, chill.
Whoa, this isn't Browntown, bro. You don't be
Hey,
talking
guys,
shit like
chill,
that. I'll
man.
have to call INS on your ass.
Hey, guys, kick back.
I trusted them to kind of steer me in the right direction, so they gave us some credibility.
We wanted it to be a positive experience and continue to be a positive experience for them.
They gave them lots of opportunities to feel good about themselves.
My teacher, Mr. Kane, I would love to
Oh,
thank him
Mr.
a lot,
Kane.
you know?
Thanks, Mr.
Because
Kane.
if it wasn't for him, I love you, Mr. Kane.
Give us
That's
a
straight up.
Teacher too.
I try to encourage them to hold on to that feeling where they've got something that no one else has, that they're unique, that they're special, that they're valuable.
You had that audience in the palm of your hand, though. You were working them. Look at him. He was just playing them.
Yeah. Man, it's hot.
The thing that you wrote was so great.
Oh, thanks.
If I gave them any advice, it's a very unfair profession, and it's not a profession in which just because you work hard and want it really badly, success will come.
John said to us one day that working for him is probably one of the most difficult things we do, but hopefully the payoff would be worth it. And I think
the most rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool, man. He's cool people too, you know. It's like I wouldn't mind working with him again, you know. I wouldn't mind working with Kirsten either. I wouldn't mind working again. Do the same thing.